Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Rocks from Pounding Rocks Truck Shop checking in. It's a beautiful sunny day. We've dragged this beast out of the shop to do some coolant work, and nothing's without its hitches. Get to that in a second. Let's go over the good news. Actually, you know what? No, let's do the bad news first. So I got the heater core flushed. That had some pretty nasty stuff in it. That was why you don't want to use stop leak. It was completely red. So I had these hoses disconnected from the firewall, and I used these clear coolant hoses here and a garden hose to reverse flush it with some radiator flush in it. And that really got most of the red garbage out of it. It was flowing pretty clear after that. So I decided to fill it with coolant, and that's when we noticed that the thermostat housing is leaking. It's leaking right from the bottom of the thermostat housing here. That's the thermostat housing. And it's a pretty good steady drip coming out of the thing. So I'm draining the radiator again into a pan. So I'm gonna have to pull this pulley assembly off for the blower, and I'm gonna have to pull the pulley assembly off for the power steering pump. I don't have to pull the power steering pump, thank goodness, but I do have to pull the pulley because there's the 3 bolts to the housing I got to get to. And instead of using the paper gasket, which was my bad, this is probably 100% my fault. I used the paper gasket instead of like the Permatex stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and load it up with the Permatex and shove it in there, shove the bolts in, tighten it down, and declare that I'm never going to do that again. So anyways, yeah, so we're draining the coolant slowly. It's annoying. If I can get it low enough where it stops dripping out of this housing here, I'll leave the coolant at the bottom of the radiator. It won't hurt it any. But yeah, look at it in the sunlight. Oh. Ignore the 850 on the door. That is not staying. I needed a place to put it. In other news, the good news. I finished plumbing the fuel. That's done. The only thing I got to get is one clamp for the vent line here. It's a 5/8 clamp. But we got the rollover protection valve plumbed, we got the send-in unit plumbed, we got everything plumbed back here. Everything's plumbed up front, so that's good to go. So I got that done, that's accomplished. I feel good about that. I also cleaned up the shop a little bit, did a little bit of sweeping, got all the crap out of the way that was hiding underneath this truck. I got a pile of boxes of stuff that just needs to go bye-bye at some point. We'll have a fire sale here. But yeah, beautiful spring day here in New York State. I'm happy to report that the heater core does not leak, which is good news. And we are so close. It's a setback, but it's not a terrible setback. It's not in a great spot. So I'm not gonna try and tackle it today. I might try and tackle it tomorrow and get it all together, but I'm now out of coolant. I have to mix some more. But it's good to find this out now as opposed to driving it down the road and it's had a constant drip, and then finally it's empty, and then decides to blow the head gasket again like the original engine did. So I'm glad it did it here. I still got to get the electric fan wired in as well. There's still a lot of things that need to get done. Also, I did organize the firewall lines, which were quite nasty. They're not perfect, but I used insulated P-clamps and the line clamps that come with some of the Cupro nickel kits and everything, because those plastic clips that attach to the firewall one, you got to order them from the dealer. Two, they're so fragile that just looking at them, they break. So I figured this is better, you know. And with it being insulated here, this line doesn't move. This is the evap return line, and I put an insulated clamp down there just to make it look nice and keep it from dancing around and rattling and everything. So yeah, well, I had a lot of steps forward and one step back. We'll be good. I'm gonna push it back in the shop here, and I'm gonna let it get some air, let the town see it for a little bit first, and then we'll push it back in. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Shoot me a message if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Dr. Rocks from Pounding Rocks Truck Shop signing off. See you guys.